Hey there, and welcome aboard Nautical Nolans. We're Dane and Tonya Noland, and we're turning our dream of life on the water into a reality. One project, one sail, and one salty adventure at a time. We're renovating our 1982 sailboat from the inside out. DIY upgrades, real-life lessons, and honest takes on the highs and lows of boat life. And we're exploring the Pacific Northwest, discovering the wild beauty, calm moments, and endless freedom that life on the water brings. So if you're into sailing, boat projects, or just love a side of good adventure, subscribe and join us for the ride. This is Nautical Nolans. Welcome back aboard Juniper. After a summer packed with boat projects, it feels amazing to trade in the tools for some real sailing. In this video, we set out from Port Orchard with our friends on Walt Grace, and we buddy boat 14 nautical miles to the little Viking town of Poulsbo. With the wind in our hair, the sparkle of the sun dancing on the water, and that perfect moment when we could finally cut the engine and let the sails take over, it reminded us exactly why we love this life. This trip wasn't about speed or distance. It was about slowing down, soaking up the feeling of being back on the water, and spending quality time with friends. Because at the end of the day, boat projects will always be waiting, but these kinds of getaways are the reason we do this in the first place. Poulsbo is tucked along Liberty Bay, and with its Scandinavian charm, cozy harbor, and waterfront vibes, it feels like stepping into another world without having to sail too far. I didn't pull out the camera much during our weekend because it just felt good to be in the moment with friends. But one thing I couldn't resist, the incredible 56-foot replica ship named Valkyrie. After we returned from our weekend trip, I learned that Valkyrie was hand-built right here in the Pacific Northwest by David Knudsen, fulfilling a promise to his father to carry on his family's legacy of adventure. Valkyrie is known as a living symbol of heritage, exploration, and community on the Salish Sea. Been pretty awesome getting to finally enjoy our boat after all of the hard work replacing not only our engine, doing a interior renovation, painting, installing a new head. It's been awesome just doing a buddy boating weekend just a few towns away from where we live in the amazing Viking town of Poulsbo, Washington. And as you can see, we buddy boated with our friend Walt Grace and our good friends Ryan and Melina, and it's just been just a lovely weekend, just sitting out here in Liberty Bay, just chilling. We had a nice day ashore yesterday, great times with friends, just chilling, loving just the ambiance of being out in the bay, and just temperatures have been perfect. Honestly, it's like almost feels like a fall warm fall day instead of middle of July. But yeah, it's good to feel like we're enjoying the boat versus working on it, which has been the months leading up to this. So yeah, really short staycation weekend on the boat, but more adventures to come for Nautical Nolans. And yeah, even though this was a very short video, we were just practicing being in the moment on the boat. And so thanks for joining us, and more to come as far as adventure cruising, sailing around the Pacific Northwest here in the Puget Sound area. And yeah, more to come from us, and can't wait to bring you along for adventures. Always more DIY projects, those will never stop. But signing out from here with Tonya. Dane's in there packing up from me and Juniper behind me. And as you can see, coming into the inside, things look a little bit different than when she was all torn up and we were painting. We're looking really cozy. But yeah, all the paint is off. We've enjoyed her all weekend. But yeah, this is what Juniper looks like when she's freshly put together. And I think the painting, everything just turned out so well. She is dang cozy to be on all weekend. It was just such a blast coming out. And cozy having our friends here. We had cocktails. This is the area we sleep. Of course, it's got all of our blankets and our bags, but it's really nice back here. And then, of course, last but not least, we have the bathroom, which the toilet worked wonderfully this weekend. It was so nice to have a working toilet again and not have to go ashore. So everything worked without a hitch this weekend, and just felt wonderful to be able to use our sailboat, cook on her, be off on anchor, and yeah, just enjoy. Final look at our anchorage before we sail home for the weekend.
Hey.
Right, Dane? Fun weekend.
Oh, great weekend. Just cleaning up some lines, getting ourselves ready to sail in case we actually see some wind out there.
We'll see. But in the meantime, lovely weekend in Liberty Bay. Great to be using the boat again and not just working, but as I said, there's always more boat projects.
Always more.
Always more.
What do you always say? It's not an adventure until something goes wrong.
That's right. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen out here.
What's up, Captain Ron?
Just living the dream.
Thanks, guys. She lives. So we had a bit of a situation before we were going back. we had to come into the dock and recharge our batteries because this was our first time being off grid and our batteries drained, even though we thought we were basically, these are our batteries. They were basically fully dead. What we learned was that first night we had these switched to all, and instead you are supposed to do one battery so that you have a backup battery that's at full. So the first night, I think the mistake we made is the batteries are pretty old. I think 2018 is what we gauged. So the first night when we were out in the bay, we had it to all, but we should have had it either switched to just one or two. And the only thing is the battery pulls from is when we have our water pump on, we had our masthead light on at night, and that's pretty much it. Only lights that draw power we had on were these for cooking. This was on. Everything else in here, like these guys, these are all just rechargeable. So for battery packs that we are just rechargeable, so shouldn't have drawn any power. But when we went to start our engine today, it didn't start. So we had to come to shore. Our friends from Walt Grace dinghied us. They took some video footage, which I have here, and so they dinghied us to shore, tied up from the middle of the boat. Dane steered us. We came into this port and hooked up using the electrical line. And also the port of Poulsbo had a car charger. So moving forward, what we are going to do is we're going to always carry our electrical line. Ours is currently sitting in our dock box back at the Port Orchard Yacht Club because we thought our batteries worked, and we actually really don't use much battery charge, so we thought. Also, always carry this line is what we learned. Always have a portable car charger. Luckily, the Port Orchard Marina over here, we used theirs and jump started our battery. So we jump started it, had this charging, those two got it started, which is great. Took about 30 minutes of charge. Have really good friends that are there to buddy boat you with you, which is really great. One thing we found in the sailing community, it has restored our faith in humanity. They're usually really willing to come to aid and lend a hand. So I don't know about motorboaters. We can only speak for the sailing community. Another thing we discovered, what else? There was a third tip I had. Maybe it'll come to me. But yeah, Tow USA. So we replaced our motor. For the longest time. Our boat was just landlocked, right? So that's why we've been doing all of this stuff here, doing all of the interior repainting, things like that. So we put off basically getting the annual membership to Towboat USA. If we were by ourselves and we didn't have Walt Grace and our friends Ryan and Melina there to basically use their dinghy to steer us in on a 2.5 horsepower dinghy. We don't have a dinghy right now, but of course if we were going out on our own, we would have never moored by ourselves, because when we've been to Poulsbo before, we've stayed at a marina like this. So we would never put ourselves in the situation out there without a dinghy. So that's why we were out there with friends. So third thing we learned today, Towboat USA, we're signing up. That way you're covered for any towing anywhere in this region, because it's basically like boat insurance for when you need to be towed. It's been a lifesaver for so many people. So Tow USA. I think I got the URL right. If not, I will post it here. So if you need it, again, annual membership, totally worth it in these cases. So thanks for tuning in, and yeah, learn from our mistakes. After a slightly stressful start to our departure morning, we were finally back underway for the journey home. While it was frustrating at the time, it was also a reminder of how lucky we were to have such amazing friends, willing to hop into their dinghy and tow us a quarter mile so we could plug in, charge up, and get Juniper's engine running again. With low batteries, sailing wasn't an option for us, so we added battery troubleshooting to the boat project list and focused on motoring home. Even with the hum of the engine, the ride back was beautiful, because honestly, any day spent out on the water is a good one. Thanks for coming along on this weekend adventure to Poulsbo with us. We can't wait to share more of Juniper's journey, the projects, the progress, and of course, more sailing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more sailing adventures ahead.